Well, hello, everybody. Happy Taco Tuesday. This is, as you know, my favorite day of the week. And I am so excited because this is actually one of my favorite weeks in the whole year because it is a one time a year opportunity for you to get your hands on some incredible digital marketing tools. Now, I have been telling you all week about my own experience of kind of getting into having an online business and what that's meant for me over the last few years. But I thought today I would bring a very special guest. So I am so excited that I actually have with us here today Dan Morris, who is the co-founder of BC Stack. And we're going to ask some questions and we're going to talk about having an online business and what that's meant and all the things. So welcome up here, Dan. How are you today?
Trying to slide in. I didn't know if the thing would come down or come.
You're good.
So
Here we go.
this is StreamYard.
This is StreamYard. Yes.
We use Be Live. This is a nice little setup you got.
Yeah.
This is all part of having an online business. You have to have tools.
For sure. For sure. And are you constantly trying out different tools in y'all's business, or do you just kind of stick with something and you're like, oh, this works, I'm just going to run with what I know?
I do not like this question. That is too funny because I am part of two. Rachel, my wife, she runs findyjoy.net. It's a pretty big motherhood site. She's got like 700,000 fans on Facebook and a Penguin Random House deal, and she got on Today's Show, and she is all about trying new things, all about it. I, however, am not so good at trying new things. In fact, yesterday, I was doing one of these for BC Stack, and the young lady asked if I would like to do Instagram Live. So for a while there, I had to figure out what that was. I mean, obviously, it is what it is, but how do you do it? Like, I didn't have any idea. That is like Rachel's world. So pretty much when I find something that works, I use it to the max. For instance, we use Aweber for our email marketing. Now, there's lots of tools, right? ConvertKit and there's a lot of different ones out there. GetResponse. And Aweber's maybe like the original, so it's a little bit older. But the interface is very simple for me, and they keep coming up with these ways to combat all the new companies. They're trying new things, different plugins and stuff. So I've been totally on board with all their plugins and advances and stuff. So I try all of those, but I don't like jump ship and then go try another program because of kind of all the ache involved with like moving the entire email system over. Like I'm not down for the ache. So I'll make it work until the end. But my wife, she's the balance for sure. She is all about new. She's got like an iWatch. She's got like a Fitbit on this side. She's got the stuff. Like if it's going to be new, she's going to try it. And in fact, we had a podcast, like 300 episodes of Amplify Today, which was social media and tech news. And she was all about the stuff. Like, let's get a pair of running shoes that plugs into your running map. And then when you go for a run, if you're supposed to turn, the bottom of your right shoe vibrates and tells you you're supposed to turn right. Let's do that. Well, how about I just remember we're supposed to go right on First Street? How about we? But yeah, she's all about the new.
I love it. I love it so much. I love how, because y'all have been business partners for many years now.
Yes.
I mean, and I just love how it sounds like y'all complement each other. Like, okay, you've got the tried and true ways over here. And then Rachel's like, yeah, but let's look at these other things. Like this could be so fun. But I think that that's great because if you have two people who are always chasing after something new, y'all wouldn't have the 7th year of your BC stack, right?
That's
Who
true.
knows where y'all would be?
Yeah. In fact, she told me yesterday, I'm going to get you a Fitbit for Father's Day. I'm like, who are you talking to? What am I going to do with that? I know how to run. Yeah.
It's so funny.
So yeah, this is the 7th year. We started it long ago after realizing that there's a lot of incest in Facebook groups. You ask a question, you get exactly the same answer. Everyone else is doing exactly the same thing. Everybody's got the Yoast plugin, and then they think if they get all the green lights on their Yoast plugin, they're going to be at the top of Google. But if everyone in the world is using it, how does Google decide who's at the top, right? It's not that. It doesn't work that way. So we thought there's just too much of everybody doing the same thing. What we're going to do, and at the time we were doing workshops all over the world. We were doing 8-hour digital marketing workshops, and we were in New Zealand, and some people there didn't know some of the experts here, and we didn't know some of the experts there, and they had different plugins of WordPress that I'd never heard of, and that's kind of what we thought. You know what? We need to put together a summit. Like, take all their stuff and make it a summit. But then we realized, well, you have to be online at 6 p.m. on Tuesday to hear the speaker. If you're not taking notes, then you don't really have anything to go away from. What if we did a product summit? We take a product from all the experts, put them into one bucket, one stack, and then the audience could buy this stack of products, and then they could learn from all these different people all over the world. And then we were like, well, but why would experts give us their product for free? So then we thought, all right, well, we'll give the expert what they need. They need a new audience. So we'll trade them. We'll take their best product, put it in the stack, and then they'll get a new audience from being in the stack. And that's all people who are interested in, what it is they do. Like, that's exactly what we're all looking for anyway. And then on top of that, we added affiliates. And affiliates are people who help promote products to an audience. Like if they have a digital marketing audience, they're looking for great products to serve that audience. So we have about 400 of them. So then they drive all this traffic to the stack so that the experts get, even bigger audience. And then the affiliates make money and the contributors get an audience and the audience gets 65 products. Like, it's the coolest project that we've ever done. And it's a chance for you to learn from people you never would have met ever. Like, Tony Robbins is not on the stack. I mean, we try every year, but he's not, because what I really want is I want somebody in Indonesia who's doing email marketing really, really well and has created a course from his mindset of growing up in Indonesia and learning and doing all that stuff. I want that course. Like, what is it you're doing that's different? How are you thinking about the way these things should be structured? Because, I can hear the same stuff all the time about a drip feed and do this and 3 emails for that. And I can hear that on Facebook groups all the time, but I can't hear that guy's idea or that lady's. And this year we did something even more special. Is we asked everyone, or I think 55 of them, 52 of them, 52 of the products were actually launched in Stack this year. Like, they were created for the Stack, or the person was already creating a new product and they're launching it this week with the Stack. So now what I like about that is all of those products are made post-COVID. So that means that whatever changed in your life, in your world, when you were putting together during COVID, whatever it was, when you were creating the product, you had that in the back of your mind. And that might not ever come through. But I know when I'm watching TV, I can tell you if it was filmed before COVID or after COVID. Like, you can just see high school kids at a dance. Like, yeah, that's probably before, So everything will be fresh and new. And every year it's 65 new products. And I'm pretty excited about this one in particular.
Yeah. And I love the idea of it being so many new products, because you said there's 65 and 50 plus of those are brand new. Like, you can't get them anywhere else. And
Nope.
that's actually, this is my second year to contribute to BC Stack. And I had such a great response last year when I participated, because I was like, it was like a creative challenge for me, like you and I, like, we're creators. We like to create digital products and offer them to our audiences. So it was a really fun creative challenge for me to say, what's something that is a step above just another lead magnet, just a PDF that could get someone, kind of interested in what you're doing, but can actually take it to the next level. So that was a lot of fun. And I thought, why don't I do that again this year? So my product is actually all about podcast websites, like how to create a podcast website that your audience actually wants to visit. And, I'm going to have links to everything for everybody to go check it out. But I remember when you and I were going back and forth, I was like, all right, Dan, I got like 10 ideas. Can you help me pick one? And you were like, you know what? We don't have one of these products. So I love that whenever you are sourcing all of the digital courses, the memberships, all the different things. Like you're actually looking for a variety to help an
Def-
online business owner. So who's someone that's perfect? Are you looking for someone who is brand new to having an online business? Do they need to be a seasoned entrepreneur? Like who would be perfect to purchase the BC stack?
Well, that's a good question. I think I'm going to answer it a different way, though. So when you buy the stack, and I'm going to come around to your question. When you buy 65 products, while that seems crazy, right? It seems like almost overwhelming. But so I think about it more in terms of a salad bar, right? I've never gone up to a salad bar, which you can't obviously have now in the post-COVID world, but I never went up to a salad bar before, and I was just totally overwhelmed by the amount of things. Like I never just walked away from the table thinking, "Oh, I just can't do it. There's too many things. I can't make a salad." Like that has never happened. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at things and think about it, and more in terms of, am I going to be doing this a year from now or 2 years from now? Whether you're advanced, intermediate, or beginner, and then I want you to realize, think about all of the things that you've done in the last year that you didn't think you would even be doing 2 years ago. Like what has changed in your business? What kinds of things are you thinking about now that you never thought about before? So whether you're advanced, intermediate, or beginner, if you realize that a few months from now, you're going to have an idea that you don't have now. Like maybe you're just going to have this great idea for an online summit and you're going to want to do that. Well, what you're going to need is you're going to need know-how, because you can try to reinvent the wheel, or you could actually try and do this all on your own from the beginning. But I can tell you right now, from us doing this 7 years, if you tried to do the stack like we're doing it, I can tell you all the mistakes that you're going to make on the way. Learn from them, change something until you get to the point where we're doing it. Because if I created a course for how to do this, it would be very different than if I created it the first year. So if you think about, are you going to be in business for a year or two? And are you going to need tools? Then I want you to get the stack, no matter what level you are. Get yourself a Dropbox folder, and then create folders: email marketing, video, copy, all the different trades and skills that are associated with our business. And take the courses and all the things that you need and start putting them in the folders. And then whenever you're on Facebook and you hear this great advice about copywriting, screenshot it and stick it in the folder, right? You're going to go to summits. You're going to take notes. Take a picture of your notes or take them online and stick them in the appropriate folder, because you're going to need knowledge at some point. You're going to be like, all right, now I'm going to sell this product. I'm going to have 2 upsells. How do I do that? And then go to your resource folder, look for your funnels, right? And look for the funnel folder and then break it open. What do you need to do upsells? You need hook, story, close, right? How does that work? What order does it need to be in? How does the paging need to be out? Look in your folders. And for $47, you get $12,000 worth of resources that you're going to need at some point. One of them is a quiz funnel. We had a client a while ago that was making like $60,000 from a quiz funnel every month off of YouTube. And he was just asking people, do you want a bodybuilder body or a beach body? And basically, his quiz took you to one of those 2 programs, nutrition and fitness. You bought the program so you could have a body like that. That concept is in the stack. How do you do that? Why do you want to reinvent the wheel? Just buy the thing, have the course, and then implement it. Because really what you're trying to do is help your customers. You're not trying to become a professional learner. You're trying to become an expert that you can help people. If you decide to become a professional learner, you're just going to be learning all the time. So use the templates that we provide, use the courses, get it done, get it in place, and start making money with your business. That's kind of the idea. So for me, whether you're beginner, advanced, or intermediate, every single contributor has an idea you haven't thought of. If you're advanced, that's almost perfect. Maybe you already know live streaming, but take a look at the advice that they put in the live streaming course, and maybe you'll think, wow, why didn't I think of that? Oh, that's a good idea. I've never thought about asking that question before this question in an interview before. That'll really change the way this goes. So it could help any level. There are actually 2 specific courses for beginners, how to get online, how to do the digital marketing thing from the beginning. So those are great. You probably don't need those as an expert, but you still got 63.
This is awesome. And I was actually just looking, I'm gonna share my screen in a second, because there's so many awesome ones that I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even, and I've like looked through because I was like, oh, I want to share some of these with my audience. But y'all, this wouldn't have even been available last year. It's
No,
host a pro or host like a pro on Clubhouse. So there's a Clubhouse one because people ask me this all the time. Well, how do you do this? And do you have any resources for this? And to be honest, there's not many people out there that are experts on Clubhouse because some
no.
people have not taken the time to really dedicate it to learning a brand new platform. Now, I do want to bring up one thing, and you kind of mentioned it a second ago, is 65 courses. That sounds really overwhelming. So for someone that's like, oh my gosh, they go here, they look at all the incredible ones, and there's, yeah, like here's a great testimonial. Wowza, oh my word, I'm now excited about blogging and being online again. But I can also imagine that it would feel a little overwhelming to think of, I have to do all these, and or even the idea of organizing a Dropbox. I know sometimes people have a digital mess like me. I'm usually a digital tornado of all kinds of things. But I'm just like, how can someone stay organized with really doing these things, like, you kind of mentioned having the expertise that they really need? If I were coming to you and saying, Dan, I really don't know, like I'm kind of in a lot of, like I'm in that idea phase. Like I think I want to go this direction in the next year, but maybe I could go this way. Is there a certain amount of time that they have to grab all of the products in the stack, or is it just going to be there forever and ever once they purchase it?
So the organization part is interesting. That question always comes up. Part of the stack, which I guess is unannounced, for me, it's just normal, but I guess we don't really put it on the sales page. And that is, when you buy, we have a Facebook group. You don't need another Facebook group, but we do have a Facebook group that's active for about 60 days a year. And it's got 6,000 people in it, but for 60 days, in fact, the next 60 days, because stack is this week, it's really active. And the first thing that we do is we do a call that's, where are you in your business? And we pretty much lay out three levels of where you should be. And the first one is like, do you have a website? That kind of, like, this is the level that you're at. Do you have a website? Do you have a lead capture device? Do you have an email marketing program? Like, do you even have the necessary tools to start? And from that, we tell you, all right, if this is where you're at, then these are the products that I think that you should start with. And then we lay out, level number two. If you have your foundation set, then here's your second level of business, and these are the products that you should probably start with. And then obviously there's a third level, and then we say this is probably where you should start. Getting these ducks in a row first, so that you can go full speed. We give you 60 days to just download and register the products. Like some of them are registered. You end up with a lifetime membership. Like one of them is not a lifetime. Infinitunes. Now, Infinitunes is really cool. It creates music for you. So if you have a podcast or you do videos on YouTube, you can just tell it like Infinitunes, I want a song that's 2 minutes long, 2 minutes 12. I want it to sound like triumphant. I want it to have like a sad part. And then it will create the music for you, so it's copyright free. And you can put it in your video or whatever. So you get a year's membership to that, right? You just have to go register in the next 60 days and you get that year. Or if it's an ebook, you just need to go download it, and then it's on your computer forever. So you have 60 days to do that part, just to go grab things. And that part's not very hard, but then you get it forever. And then also during those 60 days, we interview the contributors who made the products in the Facebook group. So it's like, what is this for? How would you use it? When would you use it? How would somebody in the underwater basket weaving niche use your product? So we just have short interviews about the products themselves, so you can just listen. Oh, all right, I see how I could use that. So it's totally not like you buy it and then you're just totally out there floundering. The group is great. You can ask all kinds of questions. I'll say that it's really, really busy for 60 days. And then I hope that you get more busy with your business, that you're too busy to come to the group. It's kind of the idea. But otherwise, there's plenty of support, and we help you get organized. You shouldn't ever have to worry about that. The only thing you should worry about is making sure that you buy it before the end of the week, because once Saturday at midnight comes around, like it's gone. I take the sales page down, which takes the shopping cart off, and then the next day on Sunday I play with the kids because this week's rough to play with the kids, and then on Monday we pay all the affiliates, and that's the day I usually get like 300 emails that say my computer broke or my grandma died, or like I cannot tell you how many excuses we get for people. I left the tab open and I forgot to go back to it. Like so many things why they couldn't get it this week. And I'd love to honestly be sad about them all and just tell them to PayPal. But you know what? There's a countdown timer. So don't let yourself be one of those people. Just get it today.
Yeah, and the fact that it's less than $50. Like that's what still blows my mind. Like, and you kind of just like casually like browsed over that earlier. You're like, oh, it's just $12,000 worth of stuff just for less than $50. Like less than a trip to the movies, or like, putting like one or two too many things in your cart at Costco, right? I mean, like we've all been there.
I actually tell you, I'm a little bit embarrassed about the 12,000. I feel like I don't know why I'm embarrassed, but I feel like it's not real. Like I had everybody's product value and I added them up, and usually it's around 8 or 9, but I don't know. This one's 12. And I told Rachel, I was like, can we just say it's 8? That sounds better. Like $47 for 12,000 doesn't sound right. It can't be right. But it's right. It's sad. It's right. There's a lot of stuff in there this year. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, I was pretty blown away, but I was looking at some of the ones. I mean, there was one about starting your own Etsy shop. There was one about like was
the Etsy shop. It's not starting an Etsy shop. It's better.
It's better. Tell me more.
I don't make things with wood or paint to put on Etsy. And at first I saw that, I was like, I don't know about Etsy. We don't have a lot of like craft people in the audience. But it was create your own digital empire on Etsy. You can sell digital products on Etsy. There's entire digital community on Etsy. They're selling like ebooks and courses and classes and digital stuff. And I was like, ooh, if you have a book or something that you're selling, or maybe you've transcribed your podcast and it's, and it's a book form, or you've done something else and you got a digital file, why not add Etsy to one of the places that you drive revenue? Like that sounded really interesting to me. In fact, 3 products excited me this year. Yours, because, I have a podcast that I absolutely love. It's like my passion thing, and I've never monetized it. Gets lots of traffic. And most importantly, the famous people that I have been writing about contact me, which is like really cool. But it doesn't have a website. I've been using Libsyn because I put my energy into the business, and to me, that's like my hobby thing on the side. So I haven't tried to take away good quality work time to work on the hobby. But this year, I'm going to make a go at it. So I'm going to use your course, and I'm actually going to make a cool website for the podcast. And then number 2 is Chelsea Clark has a course about selling a niche site. And what I like about that is I think most people, like you were saying, I have this idea for going in this direction or this direction, and you start with something, but you end somewhere else, and then you have this asset that's just sitting there floundering. You got this old website that you're not really doing anything with. And I have one. I have an old website that I'm not doing anything with. So I'm really excited about like ramping up, getting it ready, and selling it. Like that will be super awesome, because I don't like after 6 months going, oh crap, I haven't touched that website this year. Like I hate that idea that it might be a security concern because I'm probably not updating plugins. Like I just need to sell it. That was my number 2. Yours, the course, the site seller course. And there's one more that was really exciting to me. I think it was the quiz funnel. I think I'm interested in the quiz funnel, but we've done so many of those. Oh, gotta think about what's the third. There's one more that I was just like, this is awesome.
Well, I love that. Go ahead.
This one's silly. Okay, so we get about I have about 110 products queued up for the stack. I pick them out, I say yes, I get people going. And then as time goes on, every year, contributors will say, I have to pull out because my mom got sick, or I didn't really prioritize this, so I didn't make it. So it whittles itself down to about 65. perfect, 110 to 65 every year. But this year, that didn't happen. It went from 110 to 78 or 85. And I was like, 85? That's way too many, way too many. So I actually went through and I cut some things out. I told people like, that product's not good enough for the stack this year. And then there was one. The lady said, we sell this for $10. And I thought, $10? I can't put that in the stack. $10 product. But then I looked at it, and it's called How to Pick Photos, Stock Photos for Your Brand. That's the name of it. And it's in the stack. So I looked at it, and I thought, holy mackerel. This $10 product is not what it says it is. I think that these people don't know the word style guide. This product is all about how to build a style guide. And it was fabulous for $10. I was like, we're going to put this in the stack. It's going to be in there this year. So there's actually a $10 product. And that's because this one thing called How to Pick Stock Photos is really how to create a professional style guide. And it's awesome.
No, it's so great. Like, especially, I mean, we've talked about Clubhouse. We've talked about, just creating these other parts of your business that if you're brand new, you may not even be aware of. And I just love that there's so many, like, you can pick and choose, like the salad bar. I love the salad bar metaphor. Yeah. But I want to go back to what you were talking about with Chelsea, because Chelsea, we actually had her on the podcast, and then I saw her name and I was like, what? She's contributing this year. But the idea of flipping a domain, I was like, what are you even talking about? Like, she just blew my mind. And that she's made an entire business out of buying websites and growing them up, growing the following, doing all the things. And then she sells them. I'm like, well, you're like the Joanna Gaines of like the online world. Like, what is happening?
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it's going to be so good. But I have a very important question to ask you. And that is, we have to go back to your metaphor of using the term underwater basket weaving, because I say this all the time. And I'm like, where does this come from? So I want to know where that comes from for you. When you say, if you're doing underwater basket weaving, where does that come from?
I just have this idea. It comes from an 80s movie, and it has just stuck with people forever. I think it comes from an 80s movie.
I don't know.
Even Summer School with Mark Harmon. Now that I think about it,
I always remember it being like in a catalog, like a college course catalog. Like, you could choose all of your courses, and that was one. It was underwater basket weaving, and it's just the most obscure thing. And it's always like my go-to metaphor is like even this. So
it could be in Pauly Shore's son-in-law when he was choosing courses.
Oh, yes. I have seen that one way too many times. So that actually would be perfect. Yes. Oh my gosh. That's such a good one. Oh, well, Dan, thank you so much. This has been great. I'm going to put up, for everybody watching us live, I'm going to put up on the screen where you can go grab BC Stack. I'm a proud contributor this year. I'm a proud affiliate. And I just believe that anyone that is in the online space wants to be in the online space, and you're just like, man, I just don't know where to start. This is a fantastic place. I love that Dan and Rachel offer a community that is supportive. So like he said, you're not just going to purchase this and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, so I never got started. Like, get in the group, ask questions, and make sure that you're active, because I mean, Dan and Rachel, I have to totally give it to y'all. Y'all have a very supportive community where people don't feel dumb asking questions, and they really feel like, hey, if you don't know the answer to it, you're going to connect someone to them and say, hey, this is the person you need to ask that question to, because they're an expert in it, or they have a lot more experience. So
I love tagging people to answer the question, because then I'm going to answer it.
Yes, exactly. You're just like, no, go directly to the source. They're in here. Go ask them.
I will say this. The very first year we did this, we sold it for $27. And I told everyone that I would never raise the price. But then in the second year, when I decided to add affiliates, I realized there's not enough money to pay the affiliates, plus pay. We have like $20,000 in bonuses that we give out. So I raised the price against what I had previously said. So in order to make sure that I didn't lie and that the price will always be $27. You have one shot when you buy the stack as the upsell. You can buy next year's stack. If you think you're going to be doing this for another year, you can buy next year's stack during the upsell for $27. This is your only shot. You once a year, and last year we sold 3,000 as the upsell for $27. And then if you don't do that and you don't have faith in us, then you get one more chance. I think Cyber Monday to buy it for 39, but otherwise it's 47. So if you think that you're going to be around for another year, I would say, please buy it for 47 and take the $27 upgrade to buy next year. It's like you get one shot, and then it just goes away. So I'd hate for you to miss that shot, because I did get several emails today or this week that asked me if I could still honor the $27 deal because they didn't take advantage of it last year, and that's just not fair to the people who did. So I just said no. Sorry.
Yeah. I love that y'all are people of your word, though. And when it's gone, because I mean, like it's just, for me, I get excited because every year I'm just like, oh, like next summer, like this is when it's going to come back. Like I'm already thinking about what can I do in the future. And, for anybody that's listening and you've ever thought about working as an affiliate, like partnering with a brand, partnering with a company, and you purchase the product, I mean, you can immediately become an affiliate. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. And if they become an affiliate under you, okay, we have 2 tiers, then you'll make 10% of that person's commission, and that person makes 50%. So if you're watching this and you're interested in it, tell Crystal you want to become an affiliate. And then hopefully the people that buy the product from you will also become affiliates. Because we had somebody last year that made $5,000 in second tier commissions. He didn't do anything. He was on vacation. And the second tier is lifetime. So those are people that he brought to the table from years before. So please, if you have an audience, if you know 8 people that I don't know, then you could become an affiliate, because I cannot reach them. And if I cannot reach them, then Crystal's product cannot help them. So if you can help us reach those people, they can totally change their world, maybe their family's income forever. We just need help reaching them, and we'll pay you 50% of the product to help us reach people that we can't reach. And then we got, like I said, we have $20,000 in cash bonuses to incentivize you even further to reach more people that we can't reach on our own.
Yeah, it's awesome. So for anybody that's listening, anybody's watching, go to crystalprofit.com/BC Stack 21. And I'm so grateful, Dan, to have, our paths crossed a few years ago, and we've been, jiving and doing everything ever since. Are y'all going to be doing Podcasters Kit again? Is that something that y'all are doing? Y'all are evolving that program?
So that program is great. I made some calculation errors when we first did it that first year. Because BC Stack is so successful, I instantly thought I could make Podcasters Kit that successful. But I made some calculation errors. And one of them was BC Stack is largely affiliate and list driven. So when we got 45 podcasters with podcasting courses together for the kit, and they help spread the word, like they promote. We all promote together. But what I overestimated was the digital marketing people have lists of thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Some have 1 million. But the podcasters that are not as adept at creating lists, because you listen to it in the car. Like, how do you sign up for something while you're listening to it in the car on the way to work? Like the process of list building is a little slower. So the growth of that one has been slower just because of that. So that I overestimated. But it's still 45 great products all about podcasting in October. And it's not as big as Stack, but it will be. Instead of, like, Stack took 4 years to get big, I think that one will probably still take 4, even with all the experience that we have. Because even though podcasting is huge, like, think about yourself. How many lists are you on where you're getting emails from podcasters? Just think about that. How many? Probably not nearly as many as you're getting from retailers, digital marketers, like the rest of the world. So that part hasn't caught up. So part of the stack for podcasting is going to be part of that. Like, how do we build better lists of our listeners? How do we transfer people from listening in their car to an email list where we can email them, we can talk to them, maybe we'll get them into Facebook groups, whatever. So part of the focus this year in the Podcasters Kit is going to be that, teaching podcasters how to do a better job at moving their audience from the headphones to the digital sphere.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And actually, now that you say that, one of my other favorite products that's in BC Stack for anybody that's listening and they're a podcaster, they're getting into podcasting, because I always get the question, how do you monetize a podcast?
Oh, yeah.
There is a program in BC Stack that's all about affiliate income, how to get started with affiliate income and get that going. So if this is something that you have been like, I need to figure this out, purchase BC Stack. Will help you get it all figured out. And then by the time Podcasters Kit comes around, you could be an affiliate for that program as well. And you could make some money. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, it's nice to have a few extra $100, $1,000 in your pocket right before Christmas. So, I mean, if affiliate income is something you've been wanting to try, purchase BC Stack, get in there. Like we said, it's $47 for all of these incredible products. And actually, you were talking about the valuation of everything that's in the stack. I know the program that I created is $97. So, I mean, you're getting half off of my program if that's the only one that you consume in the whole thing. And you can't find this training anywhere else. It's how to create a podcast website your listeners actually want to visit. So absolutely go check it out. Go to crystalprofit.com/BC Stack 21. Dan, do you have any other parting words of wisdom to our podcasters that are watching and listening to us today?
If you're a podcaster, one of the interesting products is Infinitunes, a year subscription to Infinitunes. And that is a program where I think I mentioned it, but where it creates the music for you to put onto your podcast so you don't have copyright issues. But you get a year of music created by Infinitunes before if you wanted to continue, you'd have to buy a membership. But I just thought that was cool. And I think I'm actually going to use that this year. I've been using something else, but it's not as good. So
that's awesome. Well, we will absolutely have to check that out. Well, thank you for coming on the show today, Dan. This was so much fun. It's always great talking to you. And I'm excited. Y'all don't wait, because when do the doors close for the stack?
Saturday night midnight.
Saturday night midnight. So that's June 19th.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
And then it's gone for real. Sorry.
Yeah, it's gone. Don't go sending Dan all of the excuses and like my dog ate my homework and all of those. No, it's not going to work. So make sure you sign up.
A very sincere note that actually says no, but it will be written in a way that makes me think I let you down easy. But it will say no.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for today. And thank you all for everybody that's watching and listening. And we will talk to you later. Bye, guys.